The 1920s was a decade known as a decade of indulgence. The middle class grew during this time, along with the moral decline in Americans. The 1920s was a time when America made major social, political, and economical transformations.
The spread of new technology made a huge impact in the early movie industry, bringing about sexual themes and youthful athleticism in most movies. Radio broadcasting also overcome sectional boundaries between people during the 20s. The flapper woman became a popular ideal. Many people began to question the morality of these new ideals of the 1920s. Many women, notably the Women's Christian Temperance Union, had been pivotal in bringing about national prohibition in the U.S., believing it would protect families, women, and children from the effects of abuse of alcohol. When the 18th Amendment passes, the banning of the sale of alcoholic drinks were still widely available at speakeasies and other underground drinking establishments. There was an increase of organized crime due to the prohibition. Mobsters like Al Capone became celebrities. Sports in America also began to gain popularity. Major League Baseball was the nation's biggest sport. Negro League started along with many other semi-league pros. The city of Harlem became the center of black society after World War I. The new spirit of black intellectuals embodied an optimistic faith called the Harlem Renaissance. There was a strong encouragement to embrace African Americans to celebrate their culture. Around this time, there were also a massive influx of Catholics and Jewish immigration from Europe. The Ku Klux Klan began violent campaign to terrorize immigrants and exploit fears and threatened American Klan membership.
Wait, what the heck?
When blacks began to demand an end to the Jim Crow laws in the South, seeing the civil rights movement as a threat to whites' rule, the Klan attacked. They carried out 200 bombs and murdered 40 civil rights workers. Brutal images of Klan violence turned public opinion against the KKK.
Within the 1920s, there was an exponential growth in the economy. People began to own cars, appliances, and housing. The post-war recession was forgotten while everyone went on a shopping spree. New businesses and production methods allowed manufacturers to make large profit. These new products helped the stock market boom. People living in areas of industry benefited most than those in the rural areas. This encouraged rapid urbanization or population movement into cities. Then by late 1929, the stock prices sank, followed by the stock market crash. America went from one extreme to another, and those who shared the prosperity saw that it vanished almost overnight. However, those who did ensured Republican political dominance throughout the decade.
Alright. Politics in the 1920s was dominated by a Republican Party that was hoping to usher a new era in American life. The hallmark of the 1920s Republican Party was striving to create a stronger bond between the American government and big business. This belief is seen and supported by the 3 Republican presidents that were in office during this time. First, we have Harding, who was in office in 1921 through 1923. He looked the part of president, but he was weak in argument. In 1923, he died of a heart attack, and soon afterwards it was found out that his administration was corrupt. That's Harding. Next, we have Coolidge, who was president from 1923 to 1929. He was known as Silent Cal. A famous quote of his is, "The business of America is business." He was pro-big business and loved the rich and tried to lower their taxes. That's Coolidge. Next, we have Hoover, who was president from 1929 to 1933. He wanted to be hyper-involved with big business, improve business by reducing competition, which is vertical integration, more monopolies and such. He preached the associate state in which corporation and government would work hand in hand. That's Hoover, and that is politics in the 1920s.
The 1920s, there were social, political, and economical changes in America. Changes in technology impacted many different groups of people. The presidents in the 1920s were pro-business. There was also exponential growth in the 1920s. This decade is characterized as a decade of greed.
Yes.